Breaking news from WRAL. Coverage you can count on.
And that breaking news takes us to northern Wake County. There's a crash on Leesville Road near Shady Grove Road. You can see a dump truck spilling its load. We'll have a live report coming up.
Plus, runway tragedy. At least 7 people killed when a UPS plane crashed at Louisville Airport. The new information we've learned in the last 30 minutes.
And there was a little patchy frost out there this morning in places. Coming up over the weekend, a front could bring us some rain and then much colder temperatures, coldest of the season. I'll show you what it will feel like.
You definitely need your jacket this morning. Welcome into your 8 a.m. news hour. I'm Michelle McConaughey.
And I'm Ken Smith. We hope that before the sun came up, you saw that amazing super moon. It was incredible.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and get over to meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner, the WRAL Severe Weather Center, tracking how our day is shaping up.
Looking beautiful. We did have clear skies, of course, early this morning, so you could see that beautiful moon as it started to set. We'll see it again tomorrow morning. It won't be quite as big. It won't be full, but it'll still look really pretty. A live look at North Hills right now showing lots of sunshine, 48 degrees, a southwest wind at 7 miles per hour. Our wind will be west-southwest today, and that's going to help to warm up our temperatures, but it's also going to be breezy. Some gusts 25 to 30 miles per hour with dry air in place. It means that outdoor burning is discouraged for today. You really don't want to do much of that until we get into the weekend. We get a little bit of rain that rolls in. Hour by hour forecast, it's a fast warm up, 68 at lunchtime, and our highs will be in the mid 70s for this afternoon. Coming up, we're going to talk more about some of that colder air that could come in early next week. Ken?
All right, Elizabeth, getting back to that breaking news right now, that crash on Leesville Road at the intersection with Shady Grove Road. You can see it right here. This is a rural area of Wake County right now. That's where we find WRAL's Ali Katlabar in the WRAL breaking news track. Quite an active scene behind you, Ali.
Yes, we see a dump truck spilled a lot of sand all over. This is Leesville Road right here. We can see it overturned and then dumped its load, which, as you can see, looks like sand. You can also see that one of these eastbound lanes on Leesville Road is closed. We are seeing Raleigh Police, Durham County Sheriff's deputies, and State Highway Patrol. Within the past 10 minutes, I've seen a state trooper come and speak with possibly the drivers in that dump truck right there. And so this is still very active. The cleanup process hasn't begun yet, so this stretch may be closed for a little bit longer. Ken, what do people need to know about a possible detour?
Well, you know, there's some other routes there like Wake Forest Road, Capitol Boulevard, if you will, but even those can get a little congestion this time of the morning. But I'll keep an eye on it. We're seeing some off and on congestion building on US 1 around Highway 55 coming in out of Apex this morning. Things are beginning to ease up just a little bit depending on where you are in on I-87. Right now it looks great around the Smithfield Road exit, but if you go back toward Wendell Falls Parkway, you're looking at a little bit of a congestion. So Nightdale Boulevard might be your best option in terms of avoiding I-87 right now. So in terms of coming into the Raleigh-Wake County area, you're looking at a 14-minute delay if you're coming in on US 1 on from Wake Forest, a 9-minute delay right now on I-87. If you're coming in from Durham, you're looking at a 7-minute delay, but really nothing that's going to make you late. You're getting ready to head into the cartoonist and on the radio, 101.5 HD3.
Thanks, Ken. State Highway Patrol looking for the driver of a stolen car that led troopers on a high-speed chase and crashed this morning. It started on 440 near Pool Road. It ended near I-40 and Lake Wheeler Road. The driver eventually crashed into a guardrail off Lake Wheeler and ran off. We are working to find out the identity of that driver.
One person is dead after a rollover crash in Johnston County. The WRAL breaking news tracker was on the scene along Pritchard Road near Riverwood. The crash happened just after 10:30 last night. State Highway Patrol says the driver ran off the road and hit a tree stump. The car went airborne, hit a tree, and landed on its roof. Troopers say speeding was a factor in this crash. We're staying on top of breaking news now. Within the last 30 minutes, we've learned new information from the mayor of Louisville after a UPS plane crashed at that airport.
Yeah, at least 7 people were killed in this crash that happened yesterday. Chris Lovingood is in the WRAL Live Center with that new update. Chris, the mayor says the search for more victims starting up again.
It is, Michelle, and you mentioned the 7 people that are at least confirmed dead. The mayor also mentioned that they expect that number to go up. This is, we can just hit refresh here on this video. This is him, the mayor of Louisville, Craig Greenberg. He said essentially, again, they expect the number of people that have been killed to go up. They're also monitoring the air quality out there after that massive crash. And the shelter-in-place order that was in place has since been reduced. We know that flights can start taking off again at the airport coming up in at least a couple of hours, according to his video. The NTSB has also headed out to that scene to continue their investigation, which the mayor would meet with them and try to get more information about this as they push for answers. Now, the one thing he did mention in his video, twice in fact, they are asking for people to keep the victims and their loved ones in their prayers. You have seen that video. It is hard to look at. And right now, they have a big job ahead of them trying to figure out what went wrong.
It's so difficult to look at. Chris, thank you. And we spoke to Jim Krause, a lawyer who specializes in aviation incidents. He analyzed the crash video and explained possible factors that could have led to this.
The reports are, and the video indications are, that there was some sort of an engine malfunction, at least one engine, maybe two engines.
Louisville's mayor says the Big 4 bridge in Louisville will be lit up in yellow to honor the victims.
Well, right now, crews with the Durham Rescue Mission are preparing for an emergency food giveaway happening today. WRAL's Laura Levine live in Durham right now. And Laura, this giveaway is in response to reduced SNAP benefits for millions of people all across the country and right here at home.
Good morning. Yes, and volunteers here at the Durham Rescue Mission have really made some progress getting through a lot of these boxes and working to bag up the non-perishable food items that they will give away. And they said that they are ready to respond to this critical need. The Durham Rescue Mission is stepping up to support local families as the government shutdown has suspended SNAP, WIC, and other essential food security programs. The state health department says people who rely on SNAP benefits should see partial payments next week. The USDA announced plans to give people half of their normal balance this month after a federal judge ordered the Trump administration to use emergency funds to make the payments. Earlier this morning, I spoke with the vice president of the mission, Ernie Mills Jr., who tells me that it's crucial for them to do what they can.
People struggle. There's a lot of people who are working, but they're still struggling to make ends meet because living expenses are so high. And takes their entire paycheck just to pay the mortgage or the rent and utilities. Then they struggle to buy food. And we're glad to be a resource.
And we know that there are so many resources across the triangle. So to find a full list as well as how you can support some of these efforts, you can scan that QR code on your screen right now. Meanwhile, here at the Durham Rescue Mission behind me, you can now see these blue bins that they're filling up with the bags that they've packaged, preparing to hand out to those who either drive up or walk up today between 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. They're also asking for donations at this time so that they can continue their relief efforts here in the community. Laura Levine, WRAL News. We're live in Durham.
And the town of Garner addressing the ongoing food insecurity with a community food drive. They're collecting non-perishable food items through November 26th. You can drop them off at several locations around town. Look for the green recycle bins and food drive signs. Well, the votes are in, and Durham Mayor Leo Williams will serve another term. Williams held off challenger Anjane Bell to keep his seat. He says his top 3 priorities for his next term are reducing crime, tackling a rising homeless problem, and creating an economic development plan. 2 members of City Council lost their bids for re-election. Deidreana Freeman and Mark Anthony Middleton will be replaced by Matt Kopak and Shanetta Burris.
Of course, we want to encourage you to go to WRAL.com or the WRAL News app for more on the municipal elections. Choose your county and see the results.
Wake County Schools looking for your teenagers' thoughts about how safe they are on campus. WRAL's Kelsey Coffey is live at Cary High School for us this morning. Kelsey, today the school board will finalize a survey for high schoolers to actually share their ideas and their concerns.
Yes, Michelle, Cary High School here is one of 32 high schools in Wake County that will be receiving this new survey. Today, Wake school leaders will walk through how to craft these questions for that survey that's all about keeping your students safe. So we'll show you the main 3 topics that they'll be covering in that survey: how schools can be safer, whether students feel safe right now, and whether they're likely to report a concern. WRAL has been reporting about security improvements in Wake schools for years. Since 2019, the school system launched a panic button for employees, implemented a visitor screening protocol, and made upgrades to their Code Red system. WRAL education insider Emily Walkenhorst dug into the data. She found that students statewide are reporting less crime in schools, including here in Wake County.
we've seen over the years, those numbers have really dropped in most cases. A couple of things that have gone up that are really kind of defying the trend is assaults on school personnel and also possession of drugs in schools.
So school leaders will be reviewing a draft of the survey today and offer some feedback. The district plans to release the survey to students on December 1st. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, live in Cary.
Well, an anonymous post in social media groups is calling for the state's teachers to have a call-out protest. Teachers would call out Friday and Monday to protest the lack of a state budget. An informal survey released yesterday showed less than 3% of the state's teachers have said they plan to call out. The North Carolina Association of Educators says it's not behind the post. The Wake chapter says more time is needed to plan for any action.
New this morning, Granville school leaders set the date for parents to share their thoughts about closing 2 elementary schools. District staff shared the proposals to close to Wilton Elementary and C.G. Creedle at last night's meeting. They say the move could help save the district roughly $1.3 million every year. The school board also saw new maps of what would happen to student assignment and transportation. They set a public hearing for November 18th. A decision is expected at December's meeting.
Well, today marks 36 days of the federal government shutdown. That officially makes it the longest in history. There's a glimmer of hope, though, that it could end soon. A small group of lawmakers say they've got momentum on a plan to end the shutdown. It would not give Democrats the extension of subsidies under the Affordable Care Act they want, but it would give them a standalone vote on the matter. Now, the thing is, it could be a tough sell for some because there's no guarantee that vote will actually happen in the U.S. Senate. It also comes as Democrats are getting major wins in races all across the nation.
Officers are searching a wooded area near Vanceboro for a man accused of killing his grandmother. Investigators say this Ring camera video shows Dominic Connolly. This video was taken about a mile north of Vanceboro. Connolly is accused of killing his grandmother at her home on October 25th. He has since been on the run since last Wednesday after investigators say he stabbed a deputy who confronted him. Coming up, a traffic trouble combo, the State Fair and events at Lenovo Center. Hear from the State Agriculture Commissioner about what he would like to change for next year's State Fair.
It's definitely been a puffy coat morning out here on the patio and across our viewing area, but that sunshine behind me is really starting to feel nice. I'll show you how quickly we'll warm up today and how comfortable it will feel this afternoon. It's 8:15 and I'm definitely enjoying hanging out on the patio this morning. Our temperatures are starting to warm up nicely. We had some 30s this morning, say 35 down around Clayton and some upper 30s in other parts of the viewing area. But now it's 48 in Durham, 48 in Raleigh, and 49 in Fayetteville. So quick warm up with all that sunshine. So grab it. What you need to grab heading out the door may not be your heaviest coat with temperatures creeping up closer to 50. Maybe you just need a medium to light jacket. If you're about to head out to walk the dog, temperatures this morning are going to be creeping on up into the 50s through around 9 or 10 o'clock, but then all the way up into the mid 70s. We're going to see a westerly flow, which tends to be fairly mild for us, and the mountains actually have something to do with that. I'll show you why coming up.
Elizabeth, happening now, but you usually see some off and on congestion in those highway US 1 northbound lanes coming in around Highway 55 right now. Things have really dissipated quite a bit. Things are also beginning to ease up in those southbound lanes in Knightdale coming in from on I-87 this morning. So, but the thing is, we're seeing some more congestion further north of that intersection around the Windell Falls Parkway. So actually, Knightdale Boulevard might be your best bet because you're looking at a 15-minute delay coming in on I-87.
Mitch Colvin will stay in the mayor's office in Fayetteville for a 5th term. He was reelected last night, defeating current mayor pro tem Kathy Keith Jensen. Colvin says that his priorities include infrastructure, housing, and promoting quality education in the community. Colvin briefly dropped out of the mayor's race earlier this year. He jumped back in just a month later. And attention soccer fans, North Carolina FC is taking a break at the end of the season. They are applying to a new league that would be on par with the MLS. United Soccer League Division I is slated to start in 2028, and one of the big requirements for this new league is a stadium that can seat more than 15,000 people. North Carolina FC Chairman Steve Malik says they are looking at stadium options, especially given the success of the Courage. Malik says the decision to go without the men's team for at least 2 seasons was difficult, but was made with an eye to the future.
The right choice for the next 20 years is to apply for USL's top division. And we think that, frankly, the Courage have shown that there's a big demand for the highest level. And we think the men can benefit from that, too.
NCFC is in the middle of the playoffs right now. They'll host Rhode Island on Saturday, and players on the roster will become free agents at the end of the season.
Well, we are thankfully nearing the end of the Atlantic hurricane season, and experts are looking into the best and worst forecast models. Meteorologist Chris Michaels joining us now. And Chris, a brand new eye model is coming out with top honors.
Yeah, Google DeepMind. It's an AI model that just got developed over the course of this past year. And it was the best in terms of projecting distance or the path 5 days out. It had an average error of 165 nautical miles. The GFS American model had its worst year since 2005. So this Google DeepMind AI model, it is not competition. It's working with the National Hurricane Center, and we started using it in June of this year. It's called a machine learning model. We're talking about what that means, taking a deep dive into DeepMind right now on WRAL.com in today's edition of Ask the Meteorologist, and showing you how this could actually help us moving forward as we forecast in future hurricane seasons. But now we're about 95% of the way through the Atlantic hurricane season. So it's highly unlikely that we see anything else develop. And for that, we are very thankful, guys.
All right. Well, nearly 1 million people attended this year's state fair, and organizers are already planning for next year. The Chris Brown and Billie Eilish concert at Lenovo Center, combined with the fair, caused traffic jams in that area. State Agriculture Commissioner Steve Chalker says that was the only negative, actually.
We couldn't ask for anything any better other than hopefully we'll get to a point that the roads are finished out there sooner or later, and hopefully we won't have any more concerts during the state fair.
Blue Ridge Road was supposed to have reopened outside the fairground, but the work is months behind schedule. By the way, the Raleigh Market at the State Fairgrounds reopens this Saturday, 9 o'clock, now that the fair is over.
All right, let's get outside. Meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner out on the WRAL weather patio. It is jacket weather again this morning, Elizabeth. It's chilly.
It is, and I'm really warm in my big puffy coat because the sun is shining on me right now, so it feels really nice. I mean, a lot of people might be hot, but y'all know me. I hate to be cold, and I would be cold if I wasn't wearing this. Taking a look at our gardens behind me, looking gorgeous. So much sunshine out there for today. High pressure is sliding out of here. High pressure systems rotate clockwise, and in that position, it's actually pulling air across the mountains. And let me show you what happens when we pull air across the mountains. Of course, it goes up the backside of the mountains and then down the front side. Anytime we have sinking air like that, it compresses and that heats it up. So when we have wind coming across the mountains, a lot of times that's a very warm flow for us. So that's why temperatures are going to be so much warmer for today. 75 in Roxborough. It'll be cooler, 65, say, or 69, I should say, in Roanoke Rapids. But everybody else is in the mid-70s. 75 in Sanford, 76 in Clinton. But there is a weak front, a dry front, that'll come through this evening, and that will drop our temperatures for tomorrow. But pretty quickly, we're back up into the 70s Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And then another strong front comes through that really drops our temperatures. Highs on Monday, only 55 degrees. And we'll probably see some rain with this. We have the chance Friday night into Saturday of seeing a few showers, and then the rest of Saturday is dry. And then Sunday morning, they're at 6 a.m., maybe up through lunchtime, and then we start to see some clearing. Some lingering moisture behind it could bring some mountain snow for late Sunday night into Monday. For us, this is a look at when we could see the best chance of rain rain late Friday night into early Saturday, and then late Saturday into, say, the first half of the day on Sunday. And then we see a big drop in our temperatures, so much so that Monday night into Tuesday morning in the darker blue area, that's where our first freeze is likely. Our eastern counties in the lighter blue, it's possible. So coldest air we've seen so far this season. So ironically, it'll be nice and mild over the weekend, but then highs will be in the low to mid 50s Monday and Tuesday, with those lows down into the low 30s.
All right, Elizabeth, happening now in the WRAL Traffic Center. We're keeping an eye on that situation of that crash right here on Leesville Road near the Shady Grove intersection. Here's a live pic with the help of photographer Michael Joyner this morning. It's a situation where a dump truck overturned, spilling its load of sand. Right now, we're not seeing any traffic moving through. It stands to reason that maybe that road might be shut down temporarily as the tow trucks are trying to show up. This is the eastbound lanes. We're working to get some more information about it here in the WRAL Traffic Center. When we do, we'll definitely update you this morning. I-87 in Smithfield Road, things are beginning to ease up around this area, but a little farther north around the Winter Falls Park, where we're seeing a little bit of a slowdown. So that's what's adding to the morning congestion that you're seeing in terms of drive times coming into the Wake County, Raleigh area. You're looking at an 8-minute delay if you're coming in on I-87. 8 minutes as well if you're coming in on US 1 Capitol Boulevard. You're getting ready to head into the car. Tune us in on the radio, 101.5 HD3.
Thanks, Ken. Still ahead, holiday deal hunting. Businesses are competing for your dollars this season. 5 on Your Side shares the best shopping deals you do not want to miss.
As you get into your car, tune to WRAL News Plus on your radio. In Raleigh on 99.3 FM. In Durham, 96.5 FM. And everywhere on 101.5 HD3.
Good morning. Happy Wednesday. Time now is 8:26. I'm Michelle McConaughey. A chilly start to your Wednesday, but we are going to warm up nicely. Meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner out on the WRAL weather patio.
It's feeling nice out here right now. Temperatures are approaching 50 degrees, 47 in Wilson, 48 Durham, 49 in Fayetteville with lots of sunshine. That sunshine sticks around all day. If you're about to head out the door right now, again, probably just a jacket is fine. I know I'm out here in the big puffy coat. It was cold out early this morning, but we're definitely seeing a quick warm up. Exercising this afternoon, maybe short sleeves. Look at that, 74 for the high later on this afternoon.
Happening now, we're staying on top of the situation there on Leesville Road at Shady Grove Road, that crash. Here's a live look at that scene with the help of photographer Michael Joyner. It's a situation where a dump truck overturned, spilling its load of sand in that road. This is the eastbound lane right now. One lane is currently shut down. We're working to figure out why we don't see any traffic moving through on that other lane. But we'll keep you posted. Have a live report at the bottom of the hour over on Fox 50. But really and truly, your best bet will be to take Glenwood Avenue to avoid Leesville Road right now.
All right, thank you, Ken. State Highway Patrol looking for the driver of a stolen car that led troopers on a high-speed chase and crashed this morning. It started on I-440 near Pool Road. The driver eventually crashed into a guardrail off I-40 and Lake Wheeler Road and ran off. We are working to find out the identity of that driver. And right now, crews with the Durham Rescue Mission preparing for an emergency food giveaway happening today. They're stepping up to support local families as the government shutdown has suspended SNAP, WIC, and other essential food security programs. Today's giveaway is from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Next on Fox 50, a deadly listeria outbreak tracing back to ready-made food at stores all across the country. And coming up next on Today, a one-on-one with Dakota Fanning on all her fault.
Now, breaking news from WRAL. Coverage you can count on.
Sand spill. That's the breaking news. A dump truck spilling its load of sand, blocking part of Leesville Road. We'll show you the cleanup and the best ways to get around it in a live report coming up.
Plus, a massive explosion. A UPS plane crashes near Louisville's airport, killing at least 7 and damaging businesses nearby. The next steps in the investigation today.
And it's a little breezy out there right now. Winds later this afternoon could cause some fire danger. I'll walk you through when that looks worse.
Student voices wanted. Wake schools asking teens how safe they really feel at school. What that new survey could reveal. 8:30 right now. Thanks so much for your time here on Fox 50. I'm Ken Smith.
And I'm Michelle McConaughey. Elizabeth Gardner out on the weather patio. She's got her jacket on now, but she's going to take it off later, Elizabeth, because it's going to be beautiful today.
We're going to climb into the mid-70s for highs this afternoon, so definitely a day to dress in layers, that's for sure. We take a live look at the gardens behind me. So much pretty fall color here, and I'm loving the pumpkins and the mums that I have out here with me on the patio. 48 right now. Our wind is southwest at 7. Wind is beginning to pick up a little bit, but it will become stronger later on today. Again, winds west-southwest, 7 in the Triangle, 11 in Southern Pines, 8 in Goldsboro, but the winds will begin to gust much stronger later on this afternoon. Our temperatures are mainly in the 40s now, even some low 50s, 51 in Goldsboro currently. It's 49 in Southern Pines and South Hill and 47 in Rocky Mountain. So starting a fast warm up. We'll see winds gusting 25 to 30 miles per hour later this afternoon, but it will be a warm flow for us. And of course, with the dry conditions and that wind, we do have high fire danger this afternoon. Outdoor burning discouraged, not just today, but really all the way through the rest of the week until we get to the weekend when we could have some scattered showers. Look at these warming temperatures all the way up into the mid-70s for this afternoon. And it stays pretty mild into the evening as well. Coming up, I'll show you when we could see some of the coldest air of the season so far.
Elizabeth, happening now, we have a handful of incidents dotting our live traffic map this morning, but the one I want to bring your attention to is right here in northern Wake County at Leesville Road and Shady Grove Road. Let's get right to WRAL Alley Cattle and the WRAL breaking news tracker. Still a very active scene there behind you, Alley.
Yes, Ken, a lot of sand dumped all over the road here on Leesville Road, and we are seeing State Highway Patrol troopers just document the scene of this crash. You can also see the possible drivers there. They look to be okay, but you can see all of that sand covering part of Leesville Road, and now both sides of Leesville Road near Shady Grove Road are shut down. And now we are working to find out kind of what led up to this crash, but right now we are seeing that this stretch is closed. For anybody taking this route, Ken, what do they need to know?
Yeah, the best bet really and truly when you take a look at it is Glenwood Avenue is your best bet to avoid what's happening there on Leesville Road. And that situation doesn't look like it's going to clear up anytime soon. So keep that in mind. We're seeing some off and on congestion on US 1 North coming in from Apex this morning around Highway 55. Now we're seeing some of that congestion building. Again, we see that off and on during the morning hours. And this is just part of that. In terms of other routes coming into Raleigh and Wake County, that's a 5-minute delay you're looking at in terms of Apex. You're looking at a 6-minute delay if you're coming in from Durham and I-40 eastbound. The other troubled spot, friends at Wake Forest, you're looking at a 9-minute delay coming in on US 1 Capitol Boulevard, if you will. You're getting ready to head into the car. Tune us in on the radio, 101.5 HD3.
Thanks, Ken. State Highway Patrol looking for the driver of a stolen car that led troopers on a high-speed chase and crash this morning. It started on I-440 near Pool Road. It ended near I-40 and Lake Wheeler. The driver eventually crashed into a guardrail off Lake Wheeler Road and ran off. We're working to find out the identity of that driver.
A breaking update here in the WRAL Live Center within the past 5 minutes. Kentucky's governor now says the number of people who died in that UPS plane crash, as a result of that crash, I should say, went from 7 to now 9. So we have 2 new deaths that we are learning from this morning. And again, investigators have said several times they do expect for this number to go up. What you're seeing here is the post from the Kentucky governor right there. I'm bringing up on the screen. And right now we know the NTSB has stepped in. They are going to try to get more in this investigation to figure out what went wrong. Someone we talked to yesterday said that they believe, this is a person who deals with aviation incidents, believes that it's quite possible this was a mechanical issue that led to all of this.
And Chris, that person you're referring to is Jim Krause. He's an attorney specializing in aviation incidents. He analyzed the crash video and says it looks like a sudden mechanical failure.
There's nothing to suspect that anything having to do with this aircraft's age had anything to do with it. This just looks like a terrible, terrible malfunction that was unmanageable based upon when it occurred and the severity of what occurred.
And again, as Chris just mentioned, that death toll has risen from 7 to 9. Louisville's mayor says the Big 4 bridge in Louisville will be lit up yellow in honor of the victims. Right now on WRAL.com, we'll have updates from the scene as they happen throughout the day. We'll also stream the National Transportation Safety Board briefing live when it happens. And we want you to download the WRAL News app and turn on your push notifications to get updates sent right to your phone.
Right now, volunteers in Durham getting ready for an emergency food giveaway. The Durham Rescue Mission is hosting the event as SNAP benefits are in question because of the government shutdown. WRAL's Laura Levine is live at Durham Rescue Mission right now. Laura, those volunteers have been hard at work since 5 o'clock this morning.
They have, Michelle, and behind me you can see we are inching closer and closer to the beginning and the start of that giveaway. Volunteers right now are making signs to let people know where exactly to go when they're coming to pick up some of these really essential items. We know that volunteers, as you mentioned, have been here since 4:30 this morning, packaging those non-perishable food items, packaging corn, pasta, macaroni, items like that in these plastic bags. The Durham Rescue Mission is stepping up to support local families as the government shutdown has suspended SNAP, WIC, and other essential food security programs. The state health department says people who rely on SNAP benefits should see partial payments next week. The USDA announced plans to give people half of their normal balance this month after a federal judge ordered the Trump administration to use emergency funds to make the payments. Earlier this morning, I spoke to the vice president of the mission, Ernie Mills Jr., who tells me it's crucial for them to do what they can.
We just want to help. We don't want to see any child go without food, and we want to be here to provide that resource and not just sit back and wait on the government to do something. We're here to act.
All right, so you can find a full list of resources and how you can help as well by scanning that QR code on your screen. That's a bigger look at some of the resources across the triangle. Here at the rescue mission, though, you can see as volunteers continue to work to get things ready for the food giveaway, they're also asking for donations of these non-perishable food items as well as monetary donations so that they can expand their efforts. The giveaway is from 11 a.m. until 3 p.m. as long as supplies last. Laura Levine, WRAL News, live in Durham.
Well, the votes are in, and Durham Mayor Leah Williams will serve another term. Williams held off challenger Anjani Bell to keep his seat. He says his top 3 priorities for his next term: reducing crime, tackling a rising homeless population, and creating an economic development plan. Mayor Williams has plans for a multi-day summit on crime during his first 100 days in office. I want you to go to WRAL.com and WRAL News app for more on the municipal elections. Choose your county and see the results.
Democrats won big in key races across the country. Democratic Congresswoman Mickey Sherrill will be the next governor of New Jersey. She defeated Republican Jack Ciattarelli, who has been endorsed by President Trump. In New York City, voters chose Democrat Zoran Mamdani as their new mayor. In Virginia, Democrat Abigail Spanberger has become the state's first female governor. She beat out Republican Lieutenant Governor Winsome Earl Sears. Wake County Schools looking for your teenagers' thoughts about how safe they are on campus. WRAL's Kelsey Coffey explains a survey for high schoolers to share their ideas and concerns.
Cary High here is one of the 32 high schools in the county that will be receiving this new survey. Today, Wake school leaders will walk through how to craft these questions that are all about keeping your students safe. The survey will address 3 topics: how schools can be safer, whether students feel safe right now, and whether they're likely to report a concern. WRAL has been reporting about security improvements in Wake schools for years. Since 2019, the school system launched a panic button for employees, implemented a visitor screening protocol, and made upgrades to their Code Red system. WRAL education insider Emily Walkenhorst took a closer look at what all will be included in the survey.
I combed through the district's agenda. It included a link to a draft of this survey. It had several multiple choice questions, open-ended questions, asking students to provide insight on what specific things they have concerns about.
The district plans to release the survey on December 1st. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News in Cary.
Well, 6 people are dead and dozens hospitalized due to a nationwide listeria outbreak. It's linked to recalled ready-to-eat pasta salads and prepared meals sold at stores including Trader Joe's, Sprouts, and Walmart. Wake County Department of Public Health says while the outbreak is serious, the overall risk to most people remain low. Experts urge people at higher risk, like pregnant women, older adults, and people with weak immune systems, to be extra careful when choosing ready-to-eat meals.
Back in office, Fayetteville voters make their choice, and it's a familiar face returning to City Hall. What Mitch Colvin says will be his top priority in his new term.
Also coming up, holiday deals. November's shaping up to be a bargain hunter's dream. 5 on Your Side breaks down the best buys before Thanksgiving.
8:44 with a live look at what's happening here in the gardens. Nice and quiet out here. It's going to be a bit breezy to windy later on this afternoon, but it's comfortable out here right now. That sunshine is warming things up fast. Right now, it's 50 in Roxborough, 48 in Durham, 49 in Fayetteville. It's 51 in Goldsboro. So we started off with temperatures in the upper 30s to low 40s, and we're really warming things up quickly. After school practices are really going to be great this afternoon. We're going to see lots of sunshine. 3 to 4 o'clock, temperatures will be in the low to mid 70s. And even after sunset, if you're at one of those late practices, still pretty comfortable with temperatures in the mid 60s. I'm tracking a strong front that'll come through over the weekend. That'll bring us some of the coldest air we've seen so far this fall season. I'll let you know who could be seeing freezing temperatures coming up.
Elizabeth, we're staying on top of that situation at Leesville Road, Shady Grove Road, right there in this rural area of Wake County this morning. Here's a live look, courtesy of photographer Michael Jordan. You can see a dump truck spilled its load. You can see first responders there. One lane we know for sure is closed right now. It's a situation where they've been working the scene for like the last hour and a half. I'll keep an eye on it and let you know how it's going to affect your morning commute. But really and truly, your best bet is Glenwood Avenue in terms of avoiding Leesville Road at this hour.
Thank you, Ken. Mitch Colvin headed back to the mayor's office in Fayetteville. This is the moment that Colvin realized he secured a 5th term. He tells us that his priorities include infrastructure, housing, and promoting quality education in the community. He briefly dropped out of the mayor's race earlier this year before jumping back in just a month later.
Today, the U.S. Supreme Court will hear arguments about President Trump's authority to enact tariffs without congressional approval. 12 states are suing the Trump administration over the sweeping tariffs the president announced earlier this year. Several small businesses that have been hit with high import costs are also part of that case. Lower courts sided with the businesses. If the U.S. Supreme Court rules against the president, the administration may have to refund tens of billions in tariff revenue.
November is a great month for deals as retailers compete on the price to earn your holiday shopping dollars. Here's 5 on Your Side's Ashley Rowe with a glance at the best bargains you'll find leading up to Thanksgiving.
The holiday deals have started already with serious discounts for kitchen appliances, home cleaning products, and of course, TVs.
So November is the best because everything goes on sale. Discounts tend to come and go across all categories, so you can shop and save all month.
This pair of deluxe noise-canceling headphones is among the best CR has tested, now selling at its lowest price in months. CR's robot vacuum testers say the strong suction and exceptional performance on carpets make this model from Dyson hard to beat. You can pick it up now for half off the sticker price. If you're in the market for a new TV, consider this high-end option from Hisense. CR says this model performs very well for overall picture quality with a wide viewing angle that lets everyone in your living room see what's on the screen.
Your best bet is actually to wait until Black Friday to buy a TV. That's when they're at their deepest discount.
A stand mixer is a prized possession on many bakers' countertops. If you want to pick one up ahead of Thanksgiving, there's a discount available now for this new KitchenAid model that excels in CR's tests. Always compare prices at different retailers to get the best deal. Prices are typically the same online and in stores for most items, but can it be worth it to double check? Ashley Rowe, 5 on Your Side.
Our Teacher of the Week is all about celebrating the diverse cultures in his school community at East Millbrook Middle School in Wake County. Now, in addition, he's constantly engineering ways to keep his students engaged in the learning process.
The concept design thinking process, can I get someone to read the definition?
A career in education was not DeJuan Ashford's first career choice.
Everybody say emotion.
But the decision to become a teacher is one of his most gratifying. How did you get into teaching in the first place? How did you pick teaching as a career?
I think teaching kind of picked me.
That was more than 6 years ago when an injury as an environmental specialist changed the trajectory of his career path and led him to the classroom.
In the midst of me burning my arm, I played football, so I went to go coach football. while I was recovering. And so I fell in love with it, with the coaching thing. And so I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna just go back to school and become a teacher so that I can coach. Remember, there's no wrong answer, okay? There's no wrong answer.
Now, as a career and technical education teacher specializing in engineering concept, Ashford has the best of both worlds, developing young minds and coaching football athletes.
I don't look at the wins, the losses. I don't look at the grade, the A, the B, the C, or the D. I look at, are we learning? Are we growing? If we're growing, that's all that I care about, is are you giving max effort and are you growing? If you give the effort, I have no doubt what's going to come from it. Let's read, think, and write.
Ashford says seeing that growth and knowing he is part of that process is extremely rewarding.
You're talking about showing kids how to think, how to use their imagination, and they can bring anything from that imagination into the real world.
Mr. Ashford.
Yes?
You are WRAL's Teacher of the Week.
Oh, wow.
Give him a round of applause.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
If you'd like to nominate a teacher, go to WRAL.com, enter Teacher of the Week in the search box. Time to look at what's trending. Netflix dropping a sneak peek of its upcoming reimagined Sesame Street.
Yeah, the show will no longer have narrative-driven segments. There will also be a new animated series called Tales from 123. The first episodes will include guest appearances from NASCAR champ Bubba Wallace and music superstar Miley Cyrus. Those episodes will be released on Monday. The streaming platform picked up the show after HBO Max passed on renewing its partnership with the show's nonprofit parent, Sesame Workshop. I remember that show when I was a little kid.
Well, I do too. I mean, it's a situation where it's even more popular in my household now, where I have four little ones.
Yeah.
So I love it. Love to see it come back. Hey, the full moon is as close as it can be to the Earth this week, making it the closest supermoon of 2025. This is new video of last night's supermoon hanging low, appearing big and bright on the horizon, especially just after sunset. The moon will reach peak fullness at 8:19 a.m. this morning. So it already did reach its peak. My goodness.
Yeah,
and when I looked through the trees this morning, I thought it was like a street lamp.
A street light.
It was
that's the moon.
Incredible.
Yeah, it's amazing. And we get the best look on the way into work, Elizabeth, because we're out so early.
We do. Ken, I love it. You got so excited about the moon. I feel the same. Tomorrow it's still going to be really pretty, and then maybe one more morning after that. It won't be technically full, but it takes it a while before it starts to wane and get smaller. So it should still be really pretty tomorrow as well. It's beautiful in the gardens right now, seeing clear skies and temperatures warming up nicely. It's 48 degrees already. The wind is starting to pick up, but it's not breezy really yet. Southwest at 7 miles per hour. Once we hit lunchtime, you'll notice the wind, and of course that means high fire danger for us today. 50 in Roxborough, 49 in Fayetteville, 53 in Goldsboro. We see temperatures a little bit closer to the triangle. Look at that. Clayton's at 50 degrees right now. Just about 2 hours ago, it was 35 degrees in Clayton. So talk about a fast warm up for us this morning. 46 in Cary, 48 in Durham right now. And around town, looking at mid 70s this afternoon, really all across the entire viewing area. This is a look at the winds. We don't have any gusts. The gusts would appear in that white box on the right, but we're gusting 5 to 10 miles, or I should say, we're steady 5 to 10 miles per hour out of the southwest right now. And here's why. High pressure and low pressure coming close together will help to produce a pressure difference that kicks up the wind. And so just in those positions, it'll be windy today, especially to our north, up in the northeast. Wind advisories, high wind warnings. But here, we'll see our winds gusting 25 to 30 miles per hour. And the biggest impact will be fire danger. So dry air and wind means outdoor burning is discouraged today, and really on through the rest of the work week too. Thursday and Friday will be gusting at about 15 to 20 miles per hour. Doesn't do any damage, but definitely causes that high fire danger. The next big cold front comes through over the weekend, Sunday, and behind it we'll see some of the coldest air that we've seen so far this season. We have a good chance for some frost and freezing conditions, and it will stay below average for quite some time. Look at how fast we drop. 75 Sunday into the 50s for highs Monday and Tuesday.
Thanks, Elizabeth. Before we go to break, here are your winning lottery numbers. We'll get another check on weather and traffic next.